Okay, let's create one method void fibnosis. I can say fib, and here inside this what I will do is like here I will declare a variable int a equals to 0, int b equals to 2, sorry, b equals to 1, and int c equals to 0. And what I'm doing is like I'm writing for loop int I equals to 0, I is less than or equals to 10, and I plus plus. Okay, and here what I'm doing is like here I'm printing the c value system dot out dot println c. So here I'm doing c plus b and a equals to b, and here b equals to c. Okay, and yeah, at the above what I will do is like I will print a and b values. A value is, and system dot out dot println b value is. Okay, here I'm directly printing c value. So what it will happen is like for every iteration we have given 0, right? Okay, 0 is less than or equals to 10, it will print c value. Once it will print the c value, again what it will happen here, a and b value it will take. Okay, so a value is 0 and b value is 1, so c value is 1. And again here what it will happen is like here c value is 1, which we will giving to the b, and we are assigning same value to the a. Okay, so our expected result is like this. We have that is like 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, like this we are getting. Let's run this code and let's see. Okay, so what kind of method is this? Fib is nothing but Fibonacci. So we need to call this method, right? This is what kind of method, whether it is a static method or instance method?
Instance.
Instance method. So we need to create object for this. So practices p equals to new practices. Everyone know about, right, how to create the object. Class name object reference equals to new class name of. So p dot fib I have given. Save, right click, run as Java application. You can able to see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 13, 21. Okay, so let's debug this one. What is going on here? So we can able to get, okay, we can easily understand. Run as debug Java application. Once we run this, what it will happen is like, oh yeah, it is not showing anything. Yeah, okay. So here let's see, a value is 0 and b value is 1. Okay, so the c value is 1. Okay, and again you can able to see the b value is 1 and a value is 0, so we are assigning b value to a. Okay, and again here what it is happening is like c value is 1 and b value are also 1, but we are assigning c value to b. Okay, and again now the value, the incrementation is happened, I is less than or equals to 10. Okay, is it I value is 1, 1 is less than or equals to 10, is it true, right? So it will come inside and it will print one value. And again here we have a value 1 and b value 1, because b value 1 we are assigning to a and C value 1 we are assigning to B. So 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, so we are getting that value into C, and again we have B value 1 we are assigning to A, and here we have a value called C value 2 we are assigning to B. Okay, so again here the operation like for loop, here it will check the condition in the sense, in the condition I value is 2. Yeah, I value is 2, 2 is less than or equals to 10, it is true. So then the C value is like 2, I think we'll get 2, so it will print 2. And again we are getting the C value is like 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, so the C value we are getting same value. What we are doing is like here B value is 2 we are assigning to A, and C value is 3 we are assigning to B. Okay, so like this we need to iterate for every time. Okay, are you getting right? Just we are assigning, we are calculating this value, and once we get the value we are assigning to A and we are assigning to B. Okay, so like this we will do. Okay, for the Fibonacci series up to 10, like we have written the condition, right? I is less than or equals to 10, so up to 10 it will print the Fibonacci series value. Okay, so yeah, I think it is stopped. Okay, so and one more thing, one more most important question in the interview they will ask, that is like sort sort a array. Okay, we need to sort a array. Okay, for example, just I will write like a method called void sort array. So inside that I will pass an array argument. This is also an instance method. So inside this, what I will do here, here I will write a for int I equals to 0, I is less than or equals to a dot less than or equals to a dot length, and I plus plus I am doing, just I'm iterating, I'm taking array and I'm iterating. And again what I will do is like here, because I want to sort, right? So for that, what I will do is like I will write two arrays and I will compare a value. So int j equals to I plus 1, and j is less than or equals to a dot length, and j plus plus, it is I plus plus. So once I have written this, what will happen is like, uh, if we have if we have one array, but in that array what we are doing is like we are getting the value, we are comparing a value like 0 and 1. Okay, so here what I will do is like a of I is greater than a of j. Okay, so you can consider here I value is 0, a of 0. Okay, a of 0 position and a of 1 position we are comparing. If it is there, then we need to swap that value. Okay, so here what I'm doing is like I'm declaring a variable here, int temp. Temp means temporary, 0. Okay, temp equals to a of I. Okay, so what we are doing is like we are assigning a of I value to the temp, and again here what we are doing is like a of I equals to a of j. Okay, means we are giving j value to the a, and again we are giving like a of j equals to temp. temp. Okay. So once it is done, if it is greater than, we need to perform all these operations. Once it is done, and again we need to print our sorted value system.out.println a of I, which will store in a of I. Save, and let's call this specific function, and let's see. P dot sort, we need to declare array, right? So we need to initialize a array int of a. You can give any name. I'm just giving array. Okay, so 1, 10, 9, 20, 8, 7, 6, like this I have declared. Okay, so let me call that particular, let me pass this array in this particular method. Okay, and let's first of all let's run this code, and again we will see what is, and I will explain you in debug way. Yeah, so what it is happening here, index 7 is out of bound exception. Okay, why we are getting array index out of bound exception here? Int I is equals to 0, I plus 1 temp we have given, and a of I we have given, correct only we have given. In number 7, index out of bound exception. So let's do one thing, -1 and -1 we will give, right click, run as Java application. Yeah, so you can able to see here, like here this one is our output. Okay, so without any confusion I will right click system.out.println. System.out.println, println, okay, not println, I will give only print. Okay, save, right click, run as Java application. Okay, okay, why it is coming like this? Okay, yeah, I think something wrong here. Okay, it is a for loop, right? So for every time it will print. Okay, so you can able to see the output is like, we have given, we have given like 1, 10, 9, 20, 8, 7, 6, but in the sorting what it did is like 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 it is giving. So like this we will generally we do the sorting. So let's go this, let's debug this one, and we can able to understand what is going inside. Right click, run as debug, run as Java application. So first of all it is checking array position of 0, and which is greater than array position 1. So here 1 is greater than 10, is it true? It is not true, so it will come out of the loop, sorry, out of the loop. And again inside this j loop it will check one more time. Here the incrementation will happen, here the incrementation will happen. So j plus 1 we have given, j equals to I plus 1 we have given. So the incrementation will happen generally here. In the j position we have a value called 1, 1 plus 1 2. So this is the second position. So it will check whether I value is 0, right? A of I is greater than or equals to a of j. Sorry, a of j means a of 2. So which is not true. Okay. And again it will check another condition. It will check another condition. So here another condition is nothing but like the j value is 2 earlier. Now the j value will become 3. So a of 3 is like a of 0 is greater than a of 3, which is not true. So again it will go to the for loop. Okay, let's see what it will happen. It will come back to the for loop j of 3, and it will check j of 4. Okay, j of 4, sorry, a of 4. Okay, means like a of 0 is greater than a of 4, which is also not true. Okay, and again it will check, it will come back to this for loop, and it will check a of 5. A of 5. So a of 5 position is like 7. 1 is greater than 7, which is not true. It will not come inside. Okay, and again it will check uh, yeah, j of 6. J of 6 is nothing but 6 value. 1 is greater than 6, it will not come inside the loop. Okay, so and again what it will check is like it will change the value. Okay, here I value will got incremented. So I value got incremented. So here I value like a of I, first it is printing, and again it will go to the for loop, and again here it will check the I value got incremented. You can able to see here I value is 1. So it will check like a of 1 is greater than or equals to a of 9. Okay, which is true. So what it will do is like it will swap that value. So a of I is 1. Okay, which is storing in the temp, and again a of I equals to a of j. So here a of j value is 2, right? So we are swapping into a of I position. Okay, the second position will become, this position will become here. Okay, position 1, and the temp position will become the temp value is 10, which will store in a of j position, means it will come here. Okay, are you getting right? Sorting like this continuously it will happen, and it will print the sorted values. Are you getting right? How we need to sort? This is the interview question which uh which is asked in the recent interview. Okay, are you getting right this sort value?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just you need to do debug actually. If you know, if you are not getting, just you need to debug and you need to check what is going inside. Okay, if you are not understanding, tell me, tell me, I will explain you one more time when you are doing practice. Okay, is it clear, right? This Fibonacci and as well as uh sorting array.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll go for constructor topic. So the constructor is nothing but, a constructor is a special method, same name as a class name. Constructor is a special method, same name as a class name, and no return type. And no return type. Generally, we don't have any return type for the constructor. Okay. Constructor is a special method, same name as a class name, and no return type. Okay. So let's see what is the syntax for the constructor is. Syntax for constructor like class name, class name of open brace statement, statement, and you can write multiple statements, statement, and you need to close. Okay, we can say like this, we can write a constructor generally in the class. Okay, and we have a two different type of constructors. One is like default constructor, other one is like parameterized constructor. Okay, this one comes under default constructor. Generally we are not passing any parameters. Okay, so the constructor syntax is like a class name, like like parenthesis, and after that we are using curly braces, open curling braces and close curling braces. In between we are giving the statement. Okay, and like the constructor is used to initialize the instance variables. Okay, constructor constructor used to initialized initialized instance variables. Okay, constructor is used to initialize instance variables. Okay, and constructor memory memory is allocated. Constructor memory is allocated whenever object is created. Whenever object is created. Okay, whenever object is created, constructor memory will allocate. Okay, and yeah, constructor is used to initialize the instance variables. Constructor memory is allocated whenever object is created. Okay, and syntax for constructor is like class name, we are giving method parenthesis and open brace and close brace, and here we are writing in between the statements. Okay, in constructor we have like two types of constructors. One is like default constructor and other one is like parameterized constructor. So this is the example, the same syntax for default constructor as well. Okay, and one more thing, uh, let's see how to create a constructor here. So I'll create one more class. Right click, right click on the package class. I'll write like demo. So here we need to write a main method as well, and here the class name is like a demo open curly braces, and here this is the constructor. This is called a default constructor. So inside that, what I'm doing is like I'm writing a print statement, system.out.println. Here I will write like constructor topic. Okay, so how we need to call this constructor is like whenever we are creating a object, then itself it will called. Okay, so we have we need to create a object demo obj equals to new demo of. Okay, once I declared this one, okay, automatically this default constructor will called. Automatically this default constructor will called because we have created a object for this. Whenever we are creating the object for this, memory will allocate that particular constructor, and as well as it will called. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Where else something is there? So you can able to see the constructor topic. Okay, so like this constructor is like a constructor is a special method, same name as a class name and no return type. There are two types of constructors. One is like default constructor and other one is like parameterized constructor. And constructor is used to initialize instance variables. and the constructor memory is allocated whenever object is created, and the constructor is called whenever object is created. Okay, and this is the default constructor. So for example, and one more thing I want to discuss, that is like whenever we have a class but we don't have any constructor, so at that time system will create a implicit constructor. Implicit constructor means there is no constructor within the class, so at that time system will create a implicit constructor which is not visible to us. Okay, JVM will create a implicit constructor. Okay, so you need to remember that one as well. Means it is like a kind of default constructor only, but the system will create implicitly. Implicit means it will create itself. Explicit means we need to create ourselves. Okay, so here this is the example for a default constructor, and we'll go for parameterizer constructor. How we need to call the parameterizer constructor? So parameterizer constructor means the syntax is like class name class name, and we need to pass arguments here. We need to pass arguments, or we can say parameters. Arguments are parameters arguments are parameters, both are same only. Both are same only, parameters. Okay, open brace and close brace we need to do. Okay, this is the syntax for parameterizer constructor. We can say here, uh, we can say it is like args. Okay, you can pass a number of args. Parameterizer constructor is nothing but a constructor which have arguments is called parameterizer constructor. Okay, so let's see the example for the parameterizer constructor. So we have a default constructor, so I will make it as parameterizer constructor by passing arguments. Okay, here what I will do is like, here I want to print that particular value only. I want to print a and b value. Okay, so here what I'm doing is like, I'm just concatenating that value. Concatenating means not adding that value, just I'm printing that particular value. So here you can able to see it is throwing an error because add arguments to match the constructor. Okay, so what I will do is like, here I will write like 10 and 20. Okay, I'll save this one, right click, run as Java application. You can able to see we are initializing the instance variables. We are initializing the instance variables are local, like we can say, yeah, here we are giving the parameters, and using that parameters we are printing the value. Okay, that is nothing but parameterizer constructor we have. We can write multiple times, like we can write different examples on this going forward. Once we go for oops concept, so inside the oops concept we have like inheritance. So in the inheritance we will achieve multiple things using this parameterizer constructor and default constructor. Okay, so is it clear, like default constructor and parameterizer constructor?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the parameterized constructor which we have, and this is the default constructor. So let's see the example, like differences between method and constructor. So this is also the important interview question. So first of all, they will ask about what is a constructor. So constructor is a special method, same name as a class name and no return type. And constructor is used to initialize instance variables, and constructor memory is allocated whenever object is created. Okay, constructor memory is allocated whenever object is created. Okay, and fourth one is like constructor is called whenever object is created. Constructor is called called whenever object is created. Okay, and here we have a two types of constructors. You can explain default constructor or parameterized constructor. Okay, so whenever we are passing arguments, it will become a parameterized constructor. Whenever we are not passing any arguments, it is like default constructor. So the system will create a default constructor implicitly whenever there is no constructor in the class. Okay, and when it comes to the method a method a method is a single logical a method is a single logical unit. And second point is like method memory is allocated method memory is allocated whenever 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 class is loaded. Okay, whenever class is loaded, sorry, whenever class is loaded. Okay, method memory is allocated whenever class is loaded. And one more thing, method is method is loaded whenever, okay, no, okay, method is loaded, method memory is allocated whenever class is loaded, and method is called method is called when after object is created. Method is called after object is created. Okay, and fourth point is like method method is used to perform task. Method is used to perform task. Okay, and yeah, okay, and one more thing, yeah, called method is called after object is created. Okay, and here the method is called whenever object is created. These are the differences generally we have. A constructor is a special method, same name as a class name and no return type. A constructor is used to initialize instance variable, and a constructor memory is allocated whenever object is created, and constructor is called whenever object is created, and a method is a single logical unit, and a method memory is stored a method memory is stored sorry a method memory is allocated whenever class is loaded, and the method is called after object is created, and method is used to perform task. Okay, these are the differences generally we have in the method and yeah, in the method and constructor. They will ask you about, you need to explain about what is the difference between method and constructor. Okay, is it clear, right? If you have any doubts, is it clear, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, these are the differences generally we have. Going forward, we will discuss about these methods. Actually, uh, we have a method. We need to discuss about inheritance concept. Once we go through the inheritance concept, inside that we will discuss about this keyword, and super keyword. Okay, this keyword, super keyword, all these things we will discuss. Okay, this keyword and super keyword, and we have a one more thing like arcs this of arcs, and this of we have super of sorry super of and super of arcs also we have. We'll discuss about all these things, okay, in the inheritance concept, because now we need to discuss about this, but we need to know about inheritance concept. Okay, this keyword, super keyword, this of arcs, this of super of, and super of arcs, all these things we need to discuss. Okay, so before going that, is it clear? A constructor is a special method, and we have like same name as a class name and no return type. All these things, like two types of constructors. One is parameterized and default constructor, and all these differences. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll go for block, block, static block and instance block. So this is like instance block. So instance block is nothing but uh, generally instance block is nothing but a block which is defined as like open curling brace and closed curling brace. A block which is defined as open curling brace and closed curling brace, that is nothing but a block. Okay, and we can say this is a instance block because we can initialize instance variables using instance block. Okay, we can use this instance block to initialize instance variables. Okay, instance variables. Okay, and one more thing, like block is executed before yeah, block is executed before main method, we can say. I think static block is executed before main method. Okay, and the block will execute only one time. The block will execute only one time. So instance block is nothing but a block which has like open curling brace and closed curling brace, and the instance block is used to initialize instance variables. Okay, and let's see how we can write a block. Okay, so this is the block. Okay, this block, so I want to initialize a variable, that is instance variable. So what I'm doing is like I'm initializing an instance variable inside the instance block. Okay, and I can print this instance variable here itself without calling a object reference, without calling object reference. Okay, and here directly there is a keyword called this will present implicitly. There is a keyword called this which is present implicitly. No need to worry about it. Implicitly means which is not uh, like visible for us. Okay, just run this code. You can able to see it is executing before the main method. You can able to see the output which is printing before the main method, which is executing before the main method. Means the block will execute before main method, and the instance block is used to initialize instance variables. The instance block is used to initialize instance variables, and sorry, Actually, the instance block is used to initialize the instance variables. And one more thing, the block will start like with open curling brace and closed curling brace. Okay, and the instance block will execute before main method. Before main method. Okay, are you getting right? The instance block is nothing but a block which has like open curling brace and closed curling brace. A block is used to initialize instance variables, and the block will execute before main method. Before main method. Is it clear?
Listen.
Yeah, and one more thing, in this block we can define like instance methods. For example, we have like void. I want to print something. I'll do this. Yeah, mean public static void means string. Yeah, only yeah. Okay. So what we are doing is like we just initialize the instance variables only within the block. Okay. So is it clear? Constructor and yeah, constructors and instance block. Okay. So we'll go for another block that is nothing but static block. Static block. Static block. Static block is nothing but you defining a static keyword. Defining a static keyword in front of the block is called static block. Defining a static keyword in front of the block is called static block. The static block is used to initialize static variables, and the static variable okay, static block will execute only one time. Okay, so let's see the example. Just what I'm doing is like here static open brace and closed brace. Here what I'm doing is like I'm defining a static variable b, and inside that what I'm doing is like here I'm just initializing that particular block. System.out.println b. Okay, let's run this one. Right click, run as Java application. So you can able to see before instance block it is like executing. Before instance block it is executing. Okay, so we can say like the static block will execute before main method, we can say, and instance block also it will execute before main method only. And the static block is used to initialize static variables. Okay, and it will execute before main method, we can say. Are you getting right? Static block and instance block.
Farooq, can we use in another class this static block can be used in another class?
No, I think whenever we are creating the like whenever the main method is executing, right? So at that time, are you saying about like another class static block we can access like that, right?
Yeah, with in another class like previously you are written like extends and you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
any.
Yeah. Actually, Kishore, whenever we are writing the inheritance concept, that is like extends is an inheritance concept. So once we extend that particular thing, it will execute before main method only. Because yeah, it will execute before main method only, and we cannot call the particular blocks generally. It will directly execute, Kishore. And one more thing, that instance block is right. So actually the instance block will execute whenever the object is created. Sorry, I missed that point. That is like instance block is executed whenever the object is created. Okay, whenever object is created, this instance block will execute automatically. And this static block will execute whenever the main method, before main method, it will execute. Okay, we no need to call anything. But here the instance block, it will execute whenever object is created. Okay. Yeah. Is it clear, right, so far? Constructor and static block and instance block.